Welcome to Capture the Conversation, featuring online social media, RSS, and advanced insights. Stay connected to a world where search engines are media and markets are conversations. Brought to you by Room214.com.
Hey everybody, this is Jason Cormier from Capture the Conversation. Today we are honored to have John Kembel, CEO of HiveLive, as our guest. For those of you that are familiar with HiveLive, this is a really interesting and innovative platform that provides easy-to-use tools for companies wishing to build and grow online communities, from blogs and wikis to mashups and more. And we can get a little bit more into the user-generated content side of that discussion. But first, just give you a little background about our guest, John Kembel. He's co-founder and chief executive officer of HiveLive. As I said, John is a repeat entrepreneur. He's been creating and bringing new products and technologies to the market for more than a decade. He's gained experience with startups when he co-founded DoDots, which I'm sure some of you have heard about, pretty high-profile internet company. John has multiple degrees in engineering and design from Stanford University, even has an MS in one of my favorite degrees, human-computer interaction from the School of Computer Science at Carnegie Mellon University. John, welcome.
Jason, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, one of the first things that I wanted to talk about is this whole idea that's brewing out there along the lines of community websites and community managers that participate in these community sites. And unlike a traditional website, these community sites really are about drawing in your customers and companies' customers and key influencers and allowing them to participate in conversations and interactions, engagement, if you will, above and beyond what a normal website might offer. And I'm just wondering, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about HiveLive, what it does, and give us a clue.
Yeah, I've done a great job outlining the movement and a big shift that we're on, really the front end of, with the emergence of a whole soup, a whole suite of social technologies, from blogs to wikis to forums to social networks. Companies are figuring out that if they can actually converse or carry on a dialogue with their customers rather than using a flat website simply to talk at them. So with a social environment, conversations are back. And so then the business opportunity, and in fact the potential that you referred to, is using these types of tools and these techniques to reach outside your company, pull your customers and invite your customers in, and then carry on conversations that move your business. So things like co-designing products or crowdsourcing insights or design priorities or leaning on customers to help provide care. Doing all the things that a business cares to do and looks to do, but doing them in customer-powered ways.
I actually had the pleasure of speaking a little bit with Mike Rosal, your SVP of Sales today, and he was saying that there seems to be a trend around community sites that are integrating typical website attributes, as opposed to websites now trying to integrate community site attributes. And I was just wondering what your take was on that.
Yeah, exactly right. I think we're on a curve again where we started with point solutions and pieces, parts, and bells and whistles, and we all have websites. And so it's the first step people are trying is putting little pieces onto websites, comments or thumbs up and thumbs down and ratings. But there's a bigger movement towards actually centering around turning your website into a community and actually going from there. So the face by which you engage your customers is more organic, it's more socially oriented than it is propaganda or your marketing materials. So it's transparent, it's translucent, it allows for interaction. I think that's a great movement. It's encouraging for us. It's what we hear from folks looking for these types of technologies and solutions every day.
Well, John, HiveLive really seems to be on fire right now. I know you guys just won the IQ Award for Innovation last week.
Right.
There was a recent podcast recording that you did with Jeremiah Owing, and then also, was it Business Week who you also did a recent podcast with?
That's right. Their Innovation of the Week series.
Right. And so, I'm just curious, what are the big questions that people are shooting your way?
Really, it's been evolving as the market's moving, and the market's moving quickly. It's for a while, for a year or so, it's really been about the technologies. Hey, I think I need a blog. I think I need a wiki. I think I need to get into this. into this social way of interacting with my customers, and starting with pieces, parts, and starting with technologies. But that's moving towards a hunger for business benefits and a hunger for full solutions and complementing technologies with services. And so we're hearing more less and less about, hey, do you have voting or do you have comments or blogs, and more about how do I use this to attract new customers by word of mouth? How do I use this to change how I design products and design innovative products faster and more capably than my competitors can? So those are business questions, and that's what's really exciting about this. Then there's an undercurrent, which is, well, what types of technologies and partners do I need to help me get there? And from our perspective, we're on this on another shift technology-wise, as I mentioned, from point solutions to more about platforms, and what's the next generation set of tools that allow you to design for those activities that actually change your business, to design communities that drive participation. From our perspective, it's less about technologies and it's more about supporting the activities for those things, rich and relevant conversations, and maintaining the flexibility to adapt as your community grows and matures. So that's exactly what we've designed our community platform for, HiveLive's Live Connect community platform. It's a new set of basic ingredients. Instead of weaving together blogs, wikis, forums, we actually weave together people, information, and experience, a slightly lower level, which allows you to support unique activities and shape your community in more flexible ways. So that's how we pair our offering to the potential.
And I just have one more question for you. Mm-hmm. I know that we have a little bit of insight, obviously, because we at Room 214, we're in the social community realm and deal with the audiences and the clients that are looking to set up community platforms and use these tools. And everything that we've heard on the negative side has always had to do with the flexibility of the tools that are out there. So understanding your point that not all about the technology, it's really about the expertise and the know-how in terms of bringing these communities, these people together. But still, there are complaints about the technology and specifically the flexibility of some of this technology. And maybe you can just share with us a little bit about how HiveLive addresses this challenge.
Yeah, exactly. I think you hit on it. First, there's the recognition that all communities are unique. Up front, we kind of describe that as they have their own unique social thumbprint, and then that's kind of up front. And then on an ongoing basis, they all evolve, they grow, and they change. These aren't traditional information-based systems; they're social systems. So you have to recognize those two dimensions of uniqueness, which is a requirement of flexibility, so that you can shape and design to fit and to follow. So from that perspective, you have to think beyond blogs, wikis, forums. You have to think beyond generic technologies to be able to have something more shapeable that you can design with. That's where the cry or the call for flexibility is. And in fact, just talking with Jeremiah about the Community Young Conference in California recently, where community managers are asking, commenting on the state of the technology market and asking for more flexibility to support unique activities exactly in the dimensions we talked about. And that's what we offer, is a more flexible platform that thinks beyond generic technology. So how do we do that technically, to your question? In most folks, and really how this market has evolved, create community platforms and community systems by integrating point solutions, starting with technology and stapling them together. The challenge is that's a rigid approach. The keys to shaping, the keys to flexibility is held by IT developers or your vendor. Instead of stapling together point solutions, what we've done is we've taken a fresh approach, kind of flipped the cake upside down, and we start with people first. The social network is at the bottom of our platform, and instead of rigid technologies, we simply offer a new community building block that you can configure with a mouse. Excellent.
Well, hey, John, we sure do appreciate you being with us today. And for those of you interested in taking a closer look at HiveLive, be sure to go to HiveLive.com. And John, thanks again.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.